This lady, she originally hails from Chocolate City. Does anybody know what Chocolate City is?
I do.
DC, baby. DC, District of Columbia. But her family, oh my God. It's just an honor to have her in this studio right now. The stories she has, the experiences she has, everything. She even had to document that in a book called My Brother Marvin. I'm talking about, and she also had a play, My Brother Marvin, which was based on the book and based on her brother's life. And they traveled the country. And again, she's still doing things. She's actually a model person here in the Las Vegas area. We can't go nowhere with about 100,000 people. Let me get a picture. So
It's true.
I have to, without further ado, she keeps the legacy of her brother alive. And let me tell you, her brother was actually one of my favorite vocalists. I have three. I have Prince, Bob Marley, and then there's Marvin Gaye. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the baby sister. The baby sister. The baby sister of Mr. Marvin Pence Gaye Jr. None other than Zeola Gaye.
Hey.
It is a pleasure to have you here. It's like,
thank you, Brian.
it's like I only seen you yesterday. No, I was kidding.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
I have a lot to talk about. I mean, again, you've shared so many stories about you and your big brother, just growing up with him and going on tour with him, and actually at one time was his personal assistant, right? I mean, you picked out your brother's clothes sometimes, right?
All the time.
So can you tell me, because we were playing a little earlier, I was telling you about what was your first hairstyle growing up, When did your mom have your first hairstyle? Well, anyway, no, seriously, what was it like living, because you had other siblings, and I want you to mention them as well. What was it like growing up in the Gaye household?
It's so funny when people ask me that question. It was normal. It was like you growing up with your sister and your brothers. It was that different. My family was like any other, dysfunctional family,
Okay.
Me being the baby of the family, they treated me like the baby of the family. I was their toy.
Really? I can
They
see
would
that.
throw me up in the air, we're on the blanket, we slide down the steps, They basically gave me what I want because, there was distance in our ages, so
Right.
they really treated me like the baby of the family. That was the rule of the house. My mother and my father told them, give her what she wants, do what she wants, and I took advantage of that.
Wow.
And I loved it.
So we're talking about a 5 to 7 year age gap, or was it?
Well, my sister Jean, she was 8 years older than myself, and Marvin was 6 years older, and Frankie was 4 years older.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
almost didn't make it,
Wow.
when you think about it.
Wow. So I'm sure everybody, because you told me that your brother Frankie, he was a comedian, right?
Oh, Frankie was so funny. Oh my
Can you
God.
talk a little bit about Frankie?
Frankie was like the movie, like the Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Frankie was like a Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby from the Cosby Show, or a younger
No,
Bill Cosby?
from the Cosby Show.
Okay, not I Spy Bill Cosby.
No.
Okay.
He was so funny, and Frankie would keep you laughing, and He used to come in and wake me up and say, "Sweetie, wake up, wake up, wake up," and tell me jokes, you know,
Wow.
and make me laugh. I mean, I had to tell you these jokes sometimes.
Come on with it.
Because they're not nasty.
Okay.
And he was like, you know, don't laugh out too loud, sweetie, but you gotta hear these jokes, you know.
And he would make these jokes up, or would he get them from other people?
I don't know where he got them
Okay.
from, but he would come in and he would just make me laugh, you know. And he was like, I was like his toy. He fed me raisins when I was 3 months old.
That wasn't a good thing, right?
No,
Okay.
Mom then wasn't happy about that.
Mm.
He would hide me. Mom would go to my crib and I wouldn't be in it, and she would panic. And Frankie would have me upside down behind
He was a
the door.
mischievous little guy.
Yeah,
Huh?
he loved me. I was like his little toy.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. And okay, and he also later, I believe he did a song, and it's on YouTube right now. I actually heard it, man. He looked just like him and Marvin could have been twins, you know. And
And Marvin used them in a couple of his concerts, you know. He
wow,
would when the curtains go up, you would see Frankie there, you know.
wow. So he was his body double
Yeah,
kind of.
and then, you know, he would leave the stage and the lights would go on,
Wow.
and Marvin would be there. People were like, how did he do that? That was so fast. How did he change clothes? And he's like right there, you know.
That's
And
amazing.
people would know.
Wow.
That's
And then
pretty-
Frankie would be on the elevator going, you know, leaving the stage, you know, the atmosphere of the, you know, the venue. He
Right.
would be like, that's Marvin Gaye. Frankie would say, no, I'm not Marvin. And, yes, you are. Yes, you are. That Marvin.
Wow.
They used to play games with people.
Okay. Now,
That's super funny.
He would love it.
Your other sibling, your oldest sibling, Jean, which is the grandmother of our super producer, Nancy Harris.
That's me.
So this is like a family. This is a family reunion up in here.
Yeah,
We out
my
here.
nephew.
Can you tell us a
Great
little?
nephew.
Can you tell us a little bit about Jean? How she was, even though she was so much older than you. Was she one of those? I'm grown. I don't want to be around you.
Jean was like the mother when Mom left the house.
Okay.
She was in charge,
Okay.
you know. And she and Marvin, they were like back and forth. Because
Okay.
both of them were super, super intelligent and super, super smart. And Jean did not understand why Marvin could come home with A's and never carry a book.
Wow.
Mm.
He was
But
just
she
natural.
had to cram, you know, she would have to study, and it was like, how did Marvin do this? And I'm, you know, I have to carry books and I'm studying like crazy, you know. So they would always compete with each other.
Wow.
And Marvin did not want to obey Jean,
Mm.
but Jean was like, I'm in charge. When my mother and father left the house, Jean was in charge, and it would be a war between the two of them all the time.
Does she rule with an iron fist?
With an iron fist.
You know your grandmother, man.
Yeah.
You know your-
But
Well, I had
Jean
different
was that
Okay.
one in the household. We had to have somebody like that.
Right, right.
And
So,
Marvin did not like anybody in an authoritarian position. You know, he did not handle it well.
that's what, and I saved Marvin for last because we know what we think we know and what we've
Heard.
researched on social media with this person. You know, you are and it's so much because I've been knowing you for like over 10 years now.
It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years. So you've told me like specific things about your family, about your brother. And so when I see stuff on social media and I'm like, you know, this person swears to God this happened. I'm like, no, it didn't. No, it
And you
didn't.
would come to me and say,
Yes.
Lady C, did this happen? Did that? I said, they lying. They
Right.
weren't there.
Right.
wow.
They don't know.
Right. So, you know, I feel honored because this is actually how I met. I affectionately call her Lady Z. Lady Z, you know, as kind of like a royalty type thing, you know. And I met her 10, 11 years ago. And I'm going to talk about that more, how we met and how our relationship flourished to where we are to this day. But I'm going to leave you now, right now. We're going to take a small pause for the calls. But before I do that, let me let you know where how to get in contact. Our Facebook page is Rising to the Top Radio Show, so that's on, even though we're not broadcasting live on that because the page hasn't been up for 60 days. So that's why they told me we can't do it. But our Instagram is Rising to the Top 223. Our TikTok. I'm talking about some tip-tops, and who know about tip-tops? But anyway, the TikTok is Rising 223 TOVR. Our email address is rising223tovr@gmail.com here. Our business line is 702-663-2411. Once again, our business line is 702-663-2411.
Where can they watch the live?
They can actually watch the live. Oh, look at all the hearts we're getting. I gotta say what's up.
That's great.
I gotta say what's,
Radio land.
Yeah. We're on, my Facebook page is Brian G. Soul Garrett. Not to be confused with Bruce Garrett.
Close.
Because you see the BR in Garrett late at night. I clicked on Bruce. Bruce is the commander of 223 Takeover Vegas Radio. But we're online the same times, and I click on here. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Bruce. That's not me. I don't know if you do the same thing, man, but we're up late at night sending links. Thank you so much, guys, for the hearts. So we're going to take a very small pause for the calls. You listen to Rising to the Top Radio Show on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. And we're going to leave you with a little Marvin.
See you in a minute.
Listening to Rising to the Top Radio Show with 1 million listeners on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. My name is Brian G. Soul, and we have the pleasure again. She's not just being interviewed, she's our guest co-host. Well, can you make some noise one more time? I call her Lady Z, but she's known to the world as Ms. Zeola Gaye. Can you make some noise?
Hey.
Thank you, guys.
What's up, Auntie?
Hey, babe. I got you.
So, a lot of things have happened. I mean, there's so much. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get her Facebook feed going, guys.
I don't know why.
And it's acting like it has a mind of its own here. So we keep on stopping, starting broadcasting from her Facebook page. But if you can't, you can always go on my Facebook page, Brian G. Soul Garrett. And it's just, that's Brian with the I, because the I's always have it. Brian G. Soul Garrett, and you can check that out. But we're going to continue our conversation with, like I said, Lady Z. You're going to be like, who is Lady Z? This lady right here, next to me here. So we were talking about growing up in the gay household here. Yeah, okay, there you go. I don't know, maybe it's where the position is.
I don't know.
But let me ask you this. Okay, growing up, okay, so again, Marvin goes big. You're still growing up in the house.
Absolutely.
At what age did you realize your brother was a star? He was a big deal. When did you realize that?
Well, it took a long time. I mean,
Why?
Because remember, I'm a teenager now, like getting up in age. Like
Okay.
About 15, 16, and 17, I guess. And when he did Stubborn Kind of Fella, I would wait to hear what people had to say before I would tell people that was my brother singing. Then I would listen to what people had to say, see if they liked the song.
That's a
then I would
Gemini.
say something like, "Oh, that's my brother singing." Yeah, oh, that's your brother singing. Yeah, But
Wait, so you wanted to find out if people liked him or
yeah.
not?
I want to see what they were saying. If they didn't like the song, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Oh, that's so funny.
You know,
Hilarious.
I'm a teenager. You know how people are. You know, dealing with teenagers, black teenagers in DC. You know, so you know, but to answer your question, when I started realizing, you want to know when did I really realize he was a star? Really, I think when What's Going On came out.
Huh?
Yeah.
So no, you finish and then I want to respond to that.
Because when What's Going On, when he recorded What's Going On and he sent the album home, I was older. I put the album, I played the album. I went in the little room all by myself, got me a glass of wine and had a joint. And I opened the album, I put it on, and when I saw the lyrics, I read the lyrics as I was playing it. And I was like so amazed. I was like, this is so deep. You know, to see the lyrics, because nobody else had ever did that before in artists with the lyrics and how the songs was going right into the next song. It was just a flow.
Wow.
And I thought that was amazing. You know, being that age then, I realized how music was, you know, I appreciated music then. You know, songs and stuff, you know. And then it was so big and people was talking about it, the radio, the DJs, and it was just huge. And then when Marvin came to DC to perform it at the Kennedy Center, I was mesmerized. He did the whole album from cover to cover.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. That must have been something.
It was unbelievable. And I mean unbelievable. And the way it was all set up and stuff. And which one of those songs? Which one?
Do I sing it?
Huh?
Do I sing it?
Yeah, you. I was gonna say.
Oh wow! Wow! We're gonna talk about how we met.
I didn't mean to say it that way.
Wow!
I really didn't say it.
Look at my reels. Go look up Brian G. Soul doing Marvin Gaye on YouTube. But go ahead, and you be the test.
No, you did a good job. It was I can't even remember.
So it's not one of the most popular ones. What's going on? Inner City Blues?
No.
Trouble Man?
No.
It's off the What's Going On album?
Yeah.
Oh,
With Eddie
say
Bauer.
baby,
No.
what you no good?
Inner City Blues.
Inner City Blues.
Inner
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
With the bongos.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't start the bongo off the way he wanted to be started. So he stopped the whole song. You know, he said, we starting this all over again.
Wow.
And it was just amazing how, you know, Marvin's ears was like, they're going to get this right. If I have to do the whole album over again.
Wow.
You guys are going to get what I recorded.
And this was at the Kennedy Center?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. And can you believe he's trying to rename the Kennedy Center? Well, we're not even going to talk about that. Anyway.
Let's not talk about that guy.
No, we're not going to talk about that. But it was just, that's when I realized he was not just my brother, Marvin. He was Marvin Gaye, my brother. That's when it hit me.
So you said...
Actually seeing him perform that, and I hadn't seen him perform like that before.
You just seen him in church and singing around the house?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
In church, you know, around the house. But to see him perform that album live, like that was absolutely amazing.
So, and how old were you around that?
I was probably about 18, 17,
Okay.
18.
So now I understand it because I'm such a music enthusiast that I researched your brother's entire career. And that's getting into how we met. I did a Marvin Gaye tribute in St. Louis. First year it was at a place called Blueberry Hill. And the second year it was at, and this is a world-renowned restaurant, it's called Sweetie Pies. in St. Louis. They actually had a show on one of the food networks. But for me to get ready for that show, there was 3 people that I always said that you can't lie to black folks about.
Right.
3 people, okay? One is Frankie Beverly.
Right.
You better do it right. Other one was Luther Vandross at that time, and then Marvin Gaye. You bet those people are dear. They are dear to the soul and hearts. We grew. That's part of Marvin Gaye is part of our family. We all knew, like we knew Marvin, just like we knew Frankie, like we knew Luther. They were extended cousins. That's how Marvin's music made a lot of not just black people, American people. I mean, worldwide people. Of course, you know that's our people. But his music. But I wanted to ask you, and I have 100 questions to ask you.
Oh, honey.
So let me ask you. So you said that's when you realized that he was a superstar. Now you're talking about 1969, 1970. That's when the What's Going On album came out, because it was in the heart of the Vietnam War, you know. And then I don't want to touch on that just yet. I want to talk about his early years. But I do understand, because you said you were 18, you know, so Marvin, was signed in Motown, 61, 62?
I was gonna ask, you know.
Don't hit me up with the years.
I'm not. I'm just doing the timeline.
No, not because of age-wise, but I'm reminiscing and going back in the years, but I might be off a year.
My question is all that time when people were
back up a little bit, super producer.
Yeah. My question is all those years where people were losing their minds over him, you were just chilling, like you didn't.
I was partying and stuff, but again,
No, I mean,
I was always listening to what people were saying about him.
She was only like 8 when he got signed.
And I was a floating butterfly then. I was having fun,
So it was above her maturity level, probably.
I wasn't into the music like then, like I was. It was a progress for me to really start enjoying and comprehending music like I do today.
Right.
I was just playing it, dancing, partying,
No, that makes sense.
Because to me, we all knew about Marvin Gaye. Me as a youngster, I knew about, but it wasn't until I became a man that I understood Marvin's lyrics. I can sing his songs, but to know to slow it down, say, okay, what did he just say? Okay, that's what he meant. Man, I know people that's going through that right now. As a kid, you're just singing songs around the house because your parents listening to it and everything. But to me, when it became meaningful, so you said you were 18, I was like in my mid-20s when I really listened to him, and the lyrics just captured me. And just his emotion came out with words. Like he said, all of those were like expressive, emotional feelings. And it's like you could feel, man, that's what that dude talking about. There's one specific song on Hear My Dear album. When did you stop loving me? When did I stop loving you?
Love that song.
Oh, Hear My Dear was unbelievable.
And you could probably tell me, can you give me a little background? I know some background, but I want what you know about Hear My Dear.
I was in the studio when he recorded Hear My Dear.
Can you tell us a little bit?
What do you want to know about Hear My Dear?
What? Damn it, I want to know everything.
I'm not going to tell you everything.
No, but go ahead.
If
we're skipping around, I apologize, radio audience.
I'm going to tell you
I'm going
to tell you what's amazing about Hear My Dear. He didn't write down one word, not one line.
Get out of here.
It all came out. As the music was playing, it just came out. if you know what I mean. He didn't have to write anything down.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out. It just flowed out the lyrics. And it was rhyming and it made sense. It just came from his heart, his gut, you know. And to me, watching Marvin record would blow your mind.
Mm.
And I was in the studio because I ran the front desk. They called me the warden because I wouldn't let people in. And I didn't know they was like, your sister is like the warden out there. They had to go through changes to get in the studio. I was the one who opened the door.
Wow.
I would let you in or not let you in.
Wow.
So when I go in the studio, Marvin was recording, I would just stand there, I would look at him, and I would just be amazed.
What was it? Because he do first takes, one take, and he'd just like
one take.
Because
Art school was like the engineer, and they would go on to the next song. And if he would go back over because he might want to add something else to it, you know.
Okay.
But Playwright went over, I want to add something else to it, whatever, you know.
I saw they have a video right now with him actually recording or singing I Want You.
Mm-hmm.
And he's laying down on the couch.
Yeah.
And it's just, if you close your eyes, you swear to God, he's out performing it somewhere. And he's just so cavalier and relaxed. It was great. And I just want to touch on Inner City, Hear My Dear, because I remember, again, I'm a historian. I like to know the liner notes. I like to know the history, who started this, why did this happen? And of course, you know the history of the album, but
he didn't want to do it in the first place.
Can you tell the history about your money?
He and Anna was getting a divorce, of course, and you know, that was what the judge said he had to do. He had to do that for her.
The payment of the divorce decree was the Hear My Dear album, which is on the cover of him handing the album to her.
Yeah. And what was so funny, Dick Gregory was in the studio. He was there.
And she's talking about the Dick Gregory that all you all know.
Yeah. He was like trying to find a name for the album. He was like, here. So Greg said, my dear. He said, I like that, Greg. That's what I'm going to name the album, Hear My Dear.
Wow.
And he gave Greg all the credit for that, too. Marvin was like that. You give him one
But he was
line.
a loving guy.
Yeah.
He was seemed like he was just pure in spirit. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. He's not going to cover it up. Mm-hmm. It's bad. But I know as far as the sales, the record sales at that time, because the public loved Marvin so much and they knew the backstory of why he was doing this album, the sales did not do good.
Right.
But you know what? When he played it for Anna loved it. Because he wanted her.
I'm glad you said that.
He wanted her approval, basically. He wanted her, well, basically like an approval. He wanted her.
I'm so glad you said that.
He wanted to see how she felt about it, because if she didn't like it or felt any kind of way, he wouldn't release it.
I
wanted to see what she felt.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I read an excerpt saying that she just walked out the room. Like she was I read that.
Because he had a love song in there. He did that song he made for her, like This Is Anna's song. The song he made just for her, and it was beautiful. And so he had a little bit of everything.
It really tells their whole story from start to finish. And I think he does it in a very respectful and loving way.
Yeah, it was.
I was a grown man. I was working on a cruise ship. I worked on Norwegian Cruise Line. So you're out on the water and you don't have nothing to do, you're bored. So I went to a record store, a local record store. We were in the Caribbean. I bought it from a local record store, the CD, Hear My Dear. I said, man, I ain't doing nothing else. let me go by this and let me really see what this album is all about. And that's when I appreciated it. When I was on that cruise ship on that water all by myself and I actually listened to the lyrics, I said, dude, he was just saying what was coming to his mind. It just so
he told
happened.
the truth about their relationship.
It just so happened that everything was rhythmic.
Yeah.
Because on again, Radio Land, Facebook Land, everywhere, if you've never listened to the entirety of this album, I recommend you to go. This was one of his sleeper albums. But if you are a music enthusiast like me, and like if you are really a Marvin fan,
You would know about
oh my God, the harmonies. He did so many.
amazing.
Your brother would create a song and there would be another song inside that song.
Yeah.
He would have the main lyrics and then he would go under and do another. It'll be a whole different story. But it was so rhythmic, you know, and that was, and again, we're jumping around. Like you said, you noticed that your brother was a superstar when you were like 18 and when you realized, man, this is my brother. You know,
Yeah.
myself, I was an enthusiast of Marvin's career in the early 60s. With Hitchhike, Stubborn Kind of Fella, all the tunes he did with Tammy Terrell, you know, all of those tunes that made him who he was. And what are we looking like, super producer? What are we looking? We got 1 minute. So check it. I want to talk about his change, when he changed. We're going to go to a station break right now. But when we come back, I want to talk about his change. You know, from the pop idol to I don't give a damn, and this is just gonna be me. All right, y'all. We're gonna take a very small pause. I'm really enjoying this interview, man. Wow. Listen, here we got Lady Z.
You need to pay me for this, Brian.
Checks in the
We're
mail.
gonna talk. Check it out. You're listening to Rising to the Top radio show on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. Here, I want to give out our social handles: Instagram, Rising to the Top 223. Our TikTok is Rising223 TOVR. Our email is Rising223 TOVR@gmail.com. Our business line is 702-663-2411. Again, you're listening to Rising to the Top radio show. My name is Brian G. Soul, and I'm here with the wonderful, the beautiful, the illustrious Ms. Zeola Gaye. We're going to be right back after this station identification. Peace. We are back. Excuse me, guys. I'm eating some French fries. We're back with Rising to the Top radio show on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio here. You know, and again, we've been, my name is Brian G. Soul, and we've been blessed to have the lovely, beautiful, informative, she's filling in the blanks, y'all.
That's why you need to get this book.
Exactly, that was the next say. Can you make some noise for Ms. Zeola Gaye?
Hey.
Can I see it?
It fills in more blanks.
Check this out. So, this is coming from the family. This is the book, My Brother Marvin, and it was written by this young lady sitting right by me. It goes in detail. It's a page turner. It's an easy read as well. It's got that big print on the page. You know, so it's easy. I read this book in 2 days. I mean, that's how interesting it was. It is. You know, so I want to ask you this. Well, let me, I think our commander has some questions. Bruce, you wanted to ask Lady Z some questions. Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to say, let me turn this out. I just want to say I'm glad that you guys are in here. What a historical day to have such a person. I'd be looking at my phone, y'all. They asking where to buy the book. Is it online?
You can get it from my, if you go to my, Facebook page, go to my,
Yes,
If you
go
go on
ahead.
her Facebook page,
yeah.
Zeola Gaye, her Facebook. What about do you have is there a website or is
Yeah,
this?
I'm definitely on my website, zeolagaye.com.
Fantastic. That's all they want to do. They can go from there. And then I'll
Also,
pronounce.
and
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Or my Facebook
if
page.
you're not her friend, because she's got a gazillion friends on Facebook, just leave a message. She will get the message if you leave a message in her inbox stating that you want the book, and then she will go forward, or she'll put somebody in contact with you, getting your contact information. But yeah, definitely, this is a good read. We're waiting for my brother Marvin too to come out.
Alrighty. I'll answer my question and get everybody going. I'm excited. But first, I'm going to play a little bit of the song because I'm a country boy coming from Alabama, and I finally went up north, Pennsylvania, Philly to be exact.
Yes, sir.
And the city was called Chester.
Okay.
And they had Scott Paper Company. If y'all young people that don't know, but today y'all know Scott was you get your paper from Scott towel, Scott tissue. I was about to say something else, but anyway, but Scott Paper Company. But I was like really young, but I kept hearing this song and it stuck in my head. This is the first one. I was young, I always loved that money. And I had a girlfriend, I would take my dime because then they go buy hoagies. I don't think they have that in
It's kind of
this
like
part
a
of the world.
Subway, kind of like a sub sandwich.
And that's when every time I went, I heard this song. And then as I got older, Marvin, just because I was listening the way you were too, but I want to ask her to please interpret this for me. For me, this song has been a strong word. I don't know which album you all would know it was written, but every time I hear it, even today, it motivates me when I feel bad. Thank you for letting me share it for you anyway, but that's my song. Because I know what it is, like up, down, but that song tells you to keep going regardless of what people say. But when Marvin, was something going on in that era? Do you remember what was going on, made him write that?
People don't realize that when he did Trouble Man, he did that as he was doing a movie. It was a movie Trouble Man.
With Fred Williamson?
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
And he
not
did-
Fred Williamson. The guy looks like Fred.
Yeah,
Williamson.
he did the score for that movie.
That's what someone
The
told
song
me.
was
Yeah.
written for that movie.
The movie
whole
is called
He
Trouble
did-
Man.
The movie was called Trouble
gonna look
Man.
that
It's
He
on
did the
YouTube
whole
right now.
score For the whole movie.
Robert Hooks.
That was part
Was
of
the
the
guy.
movie, of the
Wow.
score for the movie.
Right.
People think that he just wrote that song just because. They're putting that with the movie.
Gotcha. Man, that's when we had our black movies at the
Even though you
time.
could relate Trouble Man to
Absolutely.
a Trouble Man,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
It was for a movie.
People and
But he always make the music. You said earlier in
And
your
that was the
interview,
first time
himself.
That's the first time he had ever
Did a music?
did a movie, a score.
And
a
you
movie
say he did
score.
all the songs in there.
That's why he did the whole score for
it's
the
a
whole
great movie too. I see it.
And that was very, very special to him to do a movie score. So that song meant a lot to him.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me.
You know,
Thank you.
when he would do that song in his concert, when he did his concert, he loved doing that song because he got a chance to go to the piano and and do his thing at the piano.
Yeah, I
And
love
just
that
to
run
watch
that he
him,
put
to
in there.
watch him do
Musicians.
that was just amazing.
You know what?
So Trouble Man meant a lot to him.
Thank
But
you.
it didn't necessarily mean when he did that song, he was always talking about himself, and people always.
That's what I wanted to
related
know.
That song too, he was talking about himself, but he was really talking about the score, the movie
Yeah.
score, because the person in the score was a Trouble Man.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
the star of
Awesome.
the movie.
You guys check that movie out. It's called Trouble Man. It's starring Robert Hooks.
Was it Robin Hooks?
Robert Hooks is the father of Kevin Hooks. Kevin Hooks is an
Right,
actor and
that's
director
you're
as well.
absolutely correct.
And that's one of the hardest songs. Like I said,
It is.
I met Lady Z and her daughter Kim doing a Marvin Gaye tribute in St. Louis, Missouri. So when and I flew them out from Vegas to St. Louis. So
Remember?
So I didn't, but I know, again, I'm jumping back and forth, that Marvin means so much to people. So I had to get it right. I used to, and I didn't want you to say, I didn't want to be, I had to get your badge of approval. In doing a tribute, it took a lot of balls, man, because I did 20 songs. I did 20 songs. I went from
That's a lot.
I went from
It was
the
a long, it was a long process.
I had a part 1 and part 2 show. So I started with Hitchhike. Going to Chicago.
Did you do the dance?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
There's a part in there where he's talking about St. Louis. You know, so but I did all of the 60s. So then when you told me that you realized who Marvin was when you listened to the What's Going album, I'm like, well, damn, it's a whole other 10 years of music. But then you just, listen.
Yes.
No, you
No,
explained it.
yes.
Because she said you were 18.
Correct.
You had to be 8 when he was doing Hitchhike. You couldn't comprehend that.
Yeah.
That's just like us listening to our parents' music.
Yeah.
You know,
she
and
was
we're
a relative,
kids.
You know what I
And
mean?
my mom and then my father was
They
playing his
loved it.
records
Right.
all day long.
But you is like,
They would
you,
call into the DJ and say, play stubborn kind of
Fella.
fella, you know.
she wanted to
All day
hear,
long, you
what's
know.
the guy in the Teenagers? That was, or maybe some Jackie Wilson. I don't know what you was
With
listening
Jackie
to.
Wilson.
What was the man, the dude with the teenagers?
Frankie Valli?
No, with the teenage, and he unfortunately passed away at an early age in the 60s. They made the movie about him, Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Oh, Frankie
Jackie
Lyman?
Frankie Lyman.
Oh,
Were you
I got
Frankie
one
Lyman?
name right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was probably her, that was her Michael Jackson and Chris Brown
She was listening.
back in the day,
Yeah.
Frankie Lyman. And so Marvin was a grown man at that point. You know,
he was coming along.
he was coming, he was,
Grown. But
well,
yeah,
he
but
was,
he had 6 years on me, you know, over me. So.
but see,
you
it
know,
seemed like it was a bigger
yeah,
gap.
He was my big brother.
It's,
you know?
So 6 years might have been 10 years, 20 years, because he was singing adult material. Because
Right.
when he signed with Motown and everything, I remember I saw an interview with him with the fly jock Tom Joyner. This is when he was just chewing a gum.
Right.
Remember that interview?
Mhm.
He's just chewing a gum, you know, and
Well, Dinah Shore asked him to take the gum out of his mouth when he was on her show.
Dinah Shore.
Wow.
And I
he
believe
wouldn't
that's
want to do it.
That's on YouTube. Where Dinah Shore was a lady had a talk show on the 70s.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay, and so more specifically, and I know we just got a lot of questions. What I want to know, and how much time do we have, Super?
Oh,
You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
what I want to know, Marvin was this pop idol in the 60s. You know, he was all on the teen shows. He was doing this and that with the Motown Review, all those guys.
Dick Clark show.
Dick Clark,
Yeah.
the Tammy Show, whatever show they had out during that time. And he was doing great. He was doing great. And again, I've read backstories on this, but I want you to give me some clarity. He changed, his mindset changed. And I don't know if it had to do something with Tammy and her health issues, or with your brother being in Vietnam. Certain things made him change, because it's you can look at the pictures of Marvin in the 60s and look at the pictures in the set, totally different look. Like he just said, I'm tired. I can't. I'm tired of y'all, what y'all want me to be and what y'all want me to do. Can you tell me the change and what you saw?
Well, you know what, Brian? You probably need to get my book.
I have your book. I have.
But you need to go back and read
Lady
it.
Z,
Yes.
I know.
I can't give you all the juice.
Okay. Can you just touch on it?
Let
Can
me
you
say, as people get older, and you when you are a superstar, and things aren't going the way they should go, as far as the business is concerned,
right.
money wise, just business with
Right.
record companies, then you'll understand when people could change.
That's true.
You can just go back and they just did a special on Michael Jackson the other day, and how he changed when things don't go the way they should go.
You talking about the TMZ
or
thing?
Prince, yeah,
True.
you know, they change
Yeah,
because they mess over your money and your music, and you change. You know,
Right.
you're not that same person like you used to be.
No.
Even though
And then
he
sometimes
was,
you can blame it on drugs. You
I
can
wasn't
blame
even
it
going to
on-
go to
Well,
drugs.
you
right?
can't get around it. You
Well,
know?
I was going to say, even though he was married,
It can be that. It can be, you know.
when she
when
was
you-
like 14, 15 years
Very
older
big.
than him, and I'm
17,
sure
it's
she
17
had her
years.
demands
it
of,
could be life. We can just blame it on life.
but you as baby sis, this is your big brother.
But see, what happens is, as I'm growing up too, right? I'm getting older. When I was in my 30s, I was Marvin's left hand. He had the right hand, I had his left hand. I was with him every day. I took care of him then. I was his best friend. I was his confidant. I was his everything. You know, he depended on me for everything.
What year would you say this? Was this like early 70s when you decided,
Mid-70s.
when did you say to
Mid-70s.
your brother, put me on, bro? Or he looked at you and said, Sweetie, you're coming with me.
He changed me being Sweetie. You're not Sweetie anymore, you Z. Right now, you're not even Zeola, you Z.
Because he didn't want to see you as the babysitter because you were part of his production.
I stopped being his baby sister. I became his confidant, his nurse, his best friend, his sister, his brother too, when his brother wasn't around, his mom when mom wasn't around. I became everything to him.
Weren't you a part of the stage show?
I was part of everything. He depended on me to do everything for him. You know, that's I don't know what changed that, but he needed somebody that he could trust. I became that person. He made me grow up. He taught me how to become an adult and become
Excuse me.
to grow up.
And you're talking mid-70s.
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
Like 70, 75 on. The last 2 years of his life, he made me grow up.
Wow.
You know.
That's amazing. And so your life became kind of his life.
My life became his life. That's why I won't stop, talking about him. I will keep his legacy alive until the day I die. You know, he has become a part of me where I can't help it. That's it. I have to do that.
Right.
You know, I have to keep him alive. My brother Marvin is part of my life now. You know, I can't see it doing it no other way. I had to write this book because I feel that people who don't know should know. They should know the truth. They should know why my father shot Marvin. They should know what he was going through. If you loved him, like people do, you should know the truth. I felt it was my duty that he would want me to let you know the truth about him. And I need
That's
to
deep.
do that.
That's really deep, guys.
They're all gone. I'm the only one left in the family. They all left me. I have a problem with being alone.
Well, I don't think
I
you're-
do. Well,
You just
it's
get
hard.
bored
I'm
real
just
quick.
talking about the family. My mother, my father, my sister, my brothers, they're all gone.
Oh.
I have a problem with abandonment, and I feel like they have abandoned everybody who had my back is gone. Except the kids,
Right.
and I was left here for a reason,
Wow.
you know.
Listen, Radio Land Facebook land. We are with Lady Zeola Gaye, the youngest sibling of Marvin Gaye, the youngest sibling of Jean Gaye, the youngest sibling of Frankie Gaye. I like to include the whole family, sometimes because they were a part of everybody. Like my brothers and sisters were a part of my upbringing, so everybody contributed to who he was, his foundation, including your mother and your father.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's so many times the family aren't really included. So I just want to give a shout out to your people here. We're going to give another station break. Man, this is a great interview. You listen to Rising to the Top radio show on 22.3 Takeover Vegas. Our socials are Rising to Instagram, Rising to the Top 223. Our TikTok is Rising223 TOBR. Our email address is Rising223 TOBR @gmail.com. Our business line, when I get it here, is 702-663-2411. And my name is Brian G. So
I'm sending Brian a bill too.
we'll be right back with our Love and Life segment. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Take over.
All right, we are back. Rising to the Top radio show on 22.3 Takeover Vegas radio, man. Look, we have been here. My name is Brian G. So, again, our normal co-host, Swan Cherise, she had a music gig tonight, so that's why she couldn't be with us here, but she will be back next week. Shout out to the Swan Cherise. But we also have another prize treasure in the house, none other than the great Miss Zeola Gaye. One more time.
Hey.
I gotta say, we talk candidly again, about your big brother, and there's so much more. There's so much more information I would like to get, but I talk to you off camera. But as far as the public, they don't know. They can only go by what they read on social media and the information maybe a Google search might find. How much time we got, Anthony? Okay, can you tell us, and listen, I'm talking about positive Marvin. I'm talking about the greatness that he had that lives on through his music. I want you to, this is a hard thing to do, you being his baby sister. Mm-hmm. Can you sum up Marvin in a sentence or two or maybe three, what was he to you? Because he's like a light in all of us right now when we think about it. He's almost like a fictional character from everything that he lived through and experienced. Can you I know it's it's
hard to do because I look at him, he's my brother. First. Always.
First.
How do you sum that up? He was my brother who was very talented. Marvin was so special that I don't know how you can sum him. How can I sum him up as anything other than?
No, go ahead.
Then he was my brother.
He was your brother, but
he was very spiritual. I can tell you what he was. That as a man, he was very spiritual. He was honest. He spoke the truth always. When he talked, you listen. You get and really he talked to people through his music. Whatever he was feeling, that's what he sang about.
That's why the Trouble Man song seemed like it was biographical.
It could have been. Really, Stubborn Kind of Fella was more him. in Trouble Man, if you really wanted to put
And he had some writing credits too.
Oh, definitely.
Because can you name a couple of songs that?
No.
Did he have a part with Not Dancing in the Streets?
I don't know what he
Okay,
wrote when he
okay.
put Marvin Vandella.
Okay, all right. Yes. I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna end with that one right there. But I also, and I want Radio Land here to, because Marvin had a lot of writing credits. Marvin.
He was a healer too. That's another thing
Like
people don't know.
he was like an empath type person.
Just a healer. He could touch you and heal people. He had that ability, that gift that people don't know about. And when he would come to the hospital to see Mom, he would go visit the other patients and he would pray over them and put hands on them and he would heal them. He did it for me. He took the pain away. I pulled my back out when we got to Switzerland because they don't help you with your luggage and you have to do everything yourself. And I tried to put my luggage in the cart and I was throwing it up and I pulled my back out. And he sent me to this place, the chiropractor, and they didn't know what they were doing. And I was in so much pain. And he prayed over me and he rubbed my back and touched me down by my feet. And I'm not lying, the pain went away.
Wow.
You know? And you know, when we went to see my mom, once he came from Europe and came to the hospital, and he asked all of us to leave the room. And it was just he and Mom in the room, and he prayed and did something over with Mom, and you know, he had that gift. There are a lot of things that Marvin had that nobody knew, you know, that he possessed, and you know.
Well, you as an artist, no, I do understand that, because as an artist, artistry covers
A lot.
a lot. Like me,
He believed in the third eye a lot. He talked to me about the third eye, and I should use that today, but I don't.
you
He
have
told
it.
me.
You have it,
Yeah, and everybody have it. If
but you have to
use
acknowledge it.
You have to use it. You know, and
You
I
know,
have to acknowledge it. Yes, you're absolutely
You
right.
have to acknowledge it.
And he taught me how to do that. Like, remember I told you my last 2 years of his life, he taught me a lot.
It's
You know,
almost like he
there's
knew.
no reason why I should ever be in pain for any reason.
Because he
You
gave
know,
you the
because
fundamentals.
He gave me that, told me how to use that gift. Z, use your third eye. And I know how to do it. Between him and Dick Gregory, they both taught me a lot of things, you know. But, you know.
Listen.
He was amazing. He was just an amazing man. And that's why I wrote about him. And I wrote about him and why
My Brother Marvin
he's
book.
not here with us today.
Get that. My Brother Marvin. She goes, Cannon. I'm going to be very quick because I just want to say that one of the bands that he influenced and he helped and he transformed was a band originally called Raw Soul, but we know them as Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yeah.
He told them they need to change their name.
Wow.
They can be wrong.
Can you just do a quick one?
Well, we went to see Frankie Beverly at this club in San Francisco, and we were in the audience, and Marvin loved them, and he took them under his you know, he wrapped his arms around them and renamed them Maze, and Frankie Beverly and Maze became Marvin's.
And Frankie Beverly,
He has a tribute song.
Frankie Beverly and Maze also did a tribute to Marvin and the Silky Soul Singer.
Bingo.
Yeah, I used that in my website.
Right.
When I talked to Frankie, I said, Frankie, can I use your song? He said, absolutely, Silky Soul Singer. So if you go on my website, when you start looking at my pictures, you'll hear Silky Soul Singer.
So they're the
Frankie
reason.
Beverly and I were very close.
She introduced me to Frankie Beverly. We were like the only ones to go behind stage. And that's how I met Frankie Beverly through that. So that you have to get this book and you have to go on her Facebook page where she will interact with you with general questions just like that. She doesn't mind answering.
I know.
And go on her inbox on Facebook, Zeola Gaye, Zeola Gaye. Inbox her about the book. That's going to be the quickest, best way
Yes.
to get that book here. And our super producer Nancy Harris is a question, but I just want to run these two. So the last thing now, there's a man by the name of Barry White. Barry White, which is one of your favorite singers. Barry White is one of your favorite singers. And Barry said this, and I just want you to confirm it. Barry said that Marvin wanted him to produce his next album. He never got to make the album.
Yeah, they were going to get together that week that Marvin.
It was the Monday.
Yeah, they were going. Well, not that Monday. That Monday, I was going. My friend and I were going to take Marvin to rehab.
Okay.
And we didn't make it, of course. But that week, Marvin and Barry White were going to get together, and they were going to do music together.
Barry said that Marvin asked him to produce it, and then Barry responded and said, "No, Marvin, we'll do it together."
Together, yeah.
He said, "Man, we gonna do this together. I can't produce Marvin Gaye.
Thank you.
Yeah. it
We
was
gonna do this
that was gonna
together."
be hot. Oh, can you imagine?
I can't. They'll be talking about that album right now.
Absolutely.
Right now. So, man, so there's loads of information, but we on limited time. I want to talk about Marvin's birthday. Can you go a little bit and how long it's been going on? And when we are going to celebrate?
Okay, well, Marvin's birthday is coming up, which is April the 2nd. Everybody know his demise was April the 1st. I don't do anything on April the 1st. And at midnight on April the 1st, when it turns into April the 2nd, I'm all Marvin. You know, I start playing music, I'm running around the house singing and dancing or whatever. You know, so I celebrate, well, I honor him basically, or acknowledge him basically on April the 2nd. So I have a party for him every year since he's been gone. And I celebrate his birthday and have a tribute for him. And I usually do it in honor of charity. And I ask mostly artists that, you know, that love Marvin to come and dedicate a song to him. And it's usually a big ordeal. And
how long have you been doing that?
Years. The one I'm having on April the 2nd this year, I think that is annually, it's like my 11th or 12th annual.
So over a decade.
Yeah. So I'm having it this year on April the 2nd again, of course, every birthday. And it'll be at Cork and Thorn. And I want to surprise everybody, but my star for this year will be Jammin' J. Lamont, one of the coldest comedians out there. You guys want to laugh and dance and just be, you know, wiped away, you need to come to this one. And then I do have a special guest also, Madam D, the famous Madam D, who will be accompanying Jammin' J. Lamont.
And this is at Cork and Thorn on April 2nd?
On April the 2nd.
Here in Las Vegas.
Here in Las Vegas.
On Imperial. And Imperial, just check your local.
Yeah, you.
Check on Zeola Gaye's page. And you can check on my page.
On his page, because he's gonna do a bad flyer for me doing this. y'all gonna see Madam D and Jay Lamont just jumping off the pages.
I do pretty good flyer.
He does really good flyers.
And where can you get tickets for that?
At the door.
Just pay at the door, yeah.
Pay
Just
at the door. And you know, I'm gonna donate some to charity. So you guys pay at the door, and you're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun, and it's all gonna be in the name of Marvin.
All right. I mean, listen.
What's going on?
Listen, we've had a great time today.
I'm glad.
And you can't sum this up. You can't sum the life, your family's life. And again, I want to include your sister Jean, your brother Frankie, as well as Marvin, because all of y'all helped each other become who you are today. And that Foundation helped Marvin be one of the most beloved artists out here. We love Marvin.
I appreciate that.
We
It
love
warms my
him.
heart.
We love him, man, so much, you know, so his music carries on, and, you know, and what is your, can I say, what is your favorite, I can't add, that ain't fair.
Okay, what's my favorite
Favorite?
Marvin Gaye song?
I think I know, but go ahead.
Well, my favorite, it really depends on my mood,
Mood.
but my favorite song is really I Want You.
I want, y'all heard it right there, man.
Yeah. I hate when people sing it and they mess it up. You know? I'm glad I didn't curse just then. That's
No.
all I'm saying.
She's real.
But,
She's real
Paul
because
always saying, don't fuck it up.
she's real. Because every now and then when I used to do a song, because I used to do like,
Brian does a great What's Going On though. Like at Marvin's birthday party.
right.
Uh,
I mean, that's how I
What's
met
Going
y'all,
On.
you know, doing
Yeah.
the Marvin Gaye tribute. You know, so, I mean, you can look on any information about me and look up Marvin Gaye. I've done that stuff, but you look, we've had, I want to shake your hand. Shake your hand.
This song.
There you go. So we would like to thank, we got a great studio audience in here.
Yeah.
With Minnie Blue
My child.
and the daughter of Zeola Gaye, my baby, Miss Kim Gaye in the house here.
And my nephew.
Your nephew, Ancy Harris, super
That's
producer.
me.
All right, but we've had a great time today.
Yeah.
And behind the man on the board, Commander CEO, Mr. Bruce Garrett. That's what I'm saying. But we
My
like
girl Minnie.
Minnie, Kim. My name is Brian G. Soul. This is Zeola Gaye. It's been a great time with
Love you guys. And thank you for loving Marvin and keeping him close to your heart.
Thank you for being here.
on,
Thank you. It's the
on
best show
Rising
right
to
here.
the Top. You've been listening to Rising to the Top radio show with over 1 million listeners. We probably got about 5 million now. You know, on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. We love you and we out.